Okay, we're back. Not sure what happened there. I've got a gray tree frog on the road here. So it's moist enough today. We're getting these frogs are hopping right under my foot. And there he goes. So this is a gray tree frog. I saw earlier there was a green frog. We're just gonna help him across the road. Just a frog.
Oh, was it? Am I clear?
Yeah, thank you. All right, so that was a really cool. The guy asked if he was clear of frogs. So that's a great tree frog. You really need to watch him out at this time of the year for the frogs. My microphone won't stay attached here. Let's get back in, and I'm going to go down the road a little ways and see if we can find some other frogs. Okay. I'm going to mount this here. We'll drive down the street a little bit further and see if there's any other frogs in the road. Like I said, so that was a gray tree frog. I think earlier I had a spring peeper and a green frog. The green frog was bigger and really fast and left the road pretty quickly. Oh, I don't know if you saw that. Oh, there's two right here. Now they appear, yep, that one's going. I'm not sure if you guys can see them. Let's, I think there's 3, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 out there right now. So let's put the hazards on and go see what kinds of frogs we have out here now. So we've got, I don't know if you can hear it. They're singing like crazy. That was a spring peeper. There's another gray tree frog right here. He's off. That's a leaf. So I'm not sure if you can hear them singing, but they are singing like crazy right here. So with all this moisture out today, the frogs are going to be crossing. Mostly what I'm hearing are gray tree frogs. We're going to go further and see if there's any more we can find. So it's really important if you're doing this to put your hazards on. And be really careful about it. Because you don't want to get run over trying to rescue a frog. So I've already encountered one car. He was pretty good. He asked if he was clear, if I had already moved the frog. So that was nice. Got a car coming the other way. I'm not seeing anything in his headlights or their headlights. Yeah, this entire area, there are gray tree frogs just singing like crazy. I'm hoping to find another kind of a frog. So the smaller one was a spring peeper. They're quick and get off the road really fast. I'm not going to really be diving into the bushes to try and get them. It's hard to identify poison ivy in the dark, and I don't want to be reaching my hand into poison ivy to catch the frogs. But I'll see if there's any out on the road. I'll try and show you. So again, there's moisture. It hasn't rained here. They will come out in the rain. And they actually start this movement. Some of the frogs, the wood frogs especially, will start this in February. So there's a big moth that just flew by. I should be looking at the insects as well. There was a lacewing earlier. They've got huge wings. And then there's a Dobson fly, which is even bigger than a lacewing. They're like 3 or 4 inches. Their wings are 3 or 4 inches long. I love the scientific name for the family of Dobson flies. They're called Megaloptera. So it'd be really cool if I could find one of those. I am planning to do an insect program. It's really quite simple. There are a couple of things you can do to attract insects to you. And one of the things is you hang a sheet from the trees and then shine a light on it, and that'll attract a lot of insects. And the other thing you can do is you mix stale beer and bananas and maybe throw a little sugar in there and smear it on the trees, and that attracts moths. So I will be doing that in an upcoming program. There's a place that I can turn around. I'm going to turn around right here, and we'll go back up the road and see if I can find any other frogs on the street. So the wood frogs I mentioned will be out in February, and the other one that you see in February are the spotted salamanders. So those two are really early heading to the vernal pools. What we're seeing tonight are the tree frogs, mostly the gray tree frogs. I've seen a couple of peepers, and we did see that one green frog before I was able to start filming. The green frog hopped right across, so really quick. There's a nice big moth flying there. Now there are butterflies that are active at night, and there are moths that are active during the day, but primarily moths are more nocturnal than butterflies. All right. I'm hearing squeaking, and it was my brakes. I thought it was maybe a spring peeper or a cricket, but all right, let's see what else. Someone says, I never knew it was frogs making that noise. That's really cool. All right, there's got to be more around here somewhere. Lots of moth activity this evening. So this is a great evening for all these little creatures. And if you're seeing this many small creatures with the insects and the frogs, you've got to start to wonder what other things are out here. Because the things that eat the insects and the frogs are going to be out hunting. This is a great time for them. So you really would expect to see raccoons and all sorts of other creatures. You know, obviously the skunks are going to be out there, really nocturnal. And I'm not sure if that was a moth or a frog, but it left the road really quickly. So it's obviously going to be, oh, that was a Dobson fly. Did you see how big that was? Could have been a lacewing. They're really close to the same, but it flew like a Dobson fly. All right, what do we have here? Is that just a twig or a frog? We're going to check. The leaves sometimes throw me off also. So let's take a look. Yep, it's a frog. And what do we have here? This is another great tree frog. You see how fast he moved as soon as I stopped the car. He's heading for the roadside. Let's see if we can get a look at him. Great tree frogs. And he's into the bushes. All right, that was awesome. So you guys can see how fast these frogs really are. They waste no time when they really want to get somewhere. Sometimes I wonder why it is that they pause so long where they are. You know, they seem to sit for a time. Let's see, I'm going to set up my gimbal here so I can stabilize the camera better. All right, bear with me a sec. Let's get this gimbal set up. And I've got it upside down because it's dark. Now, fortunately, the road that I'm on is not very active. There we go. Okay. This should be better. Should be a little more stable. And let's go down the road and see if we can see any other frogs. There's a car coming. We don't need the hazards right now because now I do see, this is the road I drive to work every day. I do see deer quite often. So this might be a time also to see some deer. I always find it, you know, when I'm looking at a creature or looking for creatures, I always wonder what else is there that I'm not seeing. So obviously there are frogs, there are insects. But where are the deer right now? I know there are deer on this road, so where are they? What are they doing? What are they up to this evening? That looks like a twig or a leaf. It's really tough to tell sometimes. I'm seeing a few beetles fly by now and then. I think we've got one here. Let's put the hazards on. Got to be really careful about getting out. Oh, no. Unfortunately, this guy was already hit by a car. Okay, so you can tell I'm not being 100% effective driving back and forth here. And really, you can't be. This will be going on most of the night. And I can't be doing this all night. So there are going to be some casualties. This is one of those points that people always ask about, you know, when do you let nature be nature or let nature take its course or things like that. And obviously getting run over by a car is not a natural, it's not part of the natural food web or the circle of life. But even animals that you rescue that might be part of the circle of life, you're just making up for all the other ones that you're missing out on. So that's why I think rehabilitators play such an important role in the ecosystem, because we're losing a lot of animals, and it's not anyone's fault. It's hard to see them. You know, you're driving down a road, and that looks like it's just another leaf. So no one's doing this intentionally. So every animal that you can help, you know, you're maintaining the balance. You're helping to maintain the balance. You're helping to maintain the food web and the genetic diversity in wild animals. So I don't expect everyone to do what I'm doing, and you know, you really have to be cautious about it. Wear your reflective vest and go up and down the road and Maybe put up some signs. All right. I'm not seeing any more. Actually, I'm gonna pause here and see what we have for comments, see if I can answer any questions. Someone's asking where I am. I'm on Roast Meat Hill in Killingworth. Luna moth. The Luna moths have a different shaped wing, so that was definitely either a lacewing or a Dobson fly back there. I very rarely see Luna moths in flight. I find them, usually they're landed and it's during the day that I find them. But when I put out the sheet, there is a good chance I'll get a Luna moth. Someone says they're attractive to insects. Yeah, you got to watch out for mosquitoes. I've been out here for a while now and no mosquitoes, so that's pretty cool. And someone's saying they didn't know to watch for them on roadways. Yeah, it's something that it's really hard to see them on the road, so people can miss them pretty easily. All right. So I'm going to sign off for now. I hope that you all just watch out for all sorts of animals when you're out on the road. Obviously, the frogs are going to be a favorite. But you can watch out for every animal. Another thing that this becomes a hazard, if an animal gets hit by a car, that's going to attract other animals. And that's how you end up with birds of prey getting hit because they're eating the carrion on the side of the road. So I probably should have moved that frog off the road. Did not think of it at the time. But that's a good thing to keep in mind is oh, there goes one. That looks like a really fast spring peeper. Let's just hop out and take a look. He'll probably be gone by the time I get there. All right. And nope, it's a wood frog. That's awesome. I don't know if you guys can see, he's got, oh, you're going the wrong way, buddy. All right. That's the wood frog. And we need to get him to, there we go. And he's off the road. All right, so this was Ranger Russ out on the street here, trying to keep frogs off of the road. Again, you can watch this video again on our website or on our YouTube channel. And visit us on megspointnaturecenter.org for a lot more stuff. Lots more videos. Keep an eye out for my upcoming nighttime video.